What's up, team? My name's Keith. This is Jacob. Today we're going to be talking about sprint spikes. I think every kid when they first start track wants to be that 100-meter champion. They want to run the fast races. They want to jump over hurdles. They want to do all the cool stuff that they see on TV. So we're going to talk about the spikes that are going to get them to their goals with sprinting. What can you tell me about these that make them sprint spikes?
So if you look at sprint spikes, you're looking at a couple key important ingredients to it. You first want to make sure it's going to be really forcing up onto those toes a little bit more. As sprinters, you're going to be wanting to stay up here as much as possible, so you're going for that quick burst of energy. It does give you extra spike prongs up at the front as well, making sure you're keeping that grip a little bit extra on the toes. Not really going to give you too much cushion either. For those quick events, you don't really need as much cushion. Also gives you a little bit more of a protection up in those toes as well, making sure your toes are going to be busting through the front of the spike. They're also going to be a little bit of a stiffer spike normally, so make sure your foot doesn't bend in half at all.
All right, excellent. And then for 2025, we've got a few options here. We've got everybody covered from beginners to our state champions. Let's start with some of the beginner spikes. So if somebody's coming in and they're a middle school runner, they're just getting into the sport, they're wearing spikes for the first time, these are going to be the shoes that kind of cover those athletes. Let's start with the Nike Zoom Rival Sprint. What can you tell me about that one there?
Yeah, so this retails at $75. This is going to have a lot of those things I just covered, getting up onto those toes. This one gives you a little bit of a P-Bax plate in the front as well, giving you a little bit of a snap to it, and really nice toe protector as well, but very friendly for that beginner spike. Really just the basics to this one.
Very cool. All right, and then next would be the New Balance SD100, kind of the direct competitor to the Zoom Rival. What are the benefits that this one provides?
So all beginners, this is going to give you probably the most cushion to it, I would say. It does give you a little bit more fuel cell foam up in the front, so a little bit of sponge, but really not too much more. Same kind of spike configuration up in the front as well, getting you to the toes, but yeah, really just a little more cushion at that same price for $75.
Excellent. All right, and then our last beginner spike in the sprint category is going to be the Saucony Spitfire here. So really aggressive looking spike, really cool looking spike. What makes this one such a great sprint spike for beginners?
So this is out of the three beginners, this is going to have the least amount of cushion for it, but the most grip to it. Right at the front, it does give you the most spikes of all the beginners with 7, and really good configuration of extra spikes in there too, making sure you're staying up on those toes nice and good. But very, very minimal cushion to it. It also retails for $65.
All right, awesome. Next, we're going to move on to the spikes that are truly competitive. High school athletes, college athletes, even the pros are wearing these spikes. Let's start with the Nike Superfly Elite. So what can you tell me about the Superfly?
Yeah, so for this one, this is going to be more of like your purist spike, I would say. It's not going to have any sort of plate to it at all. This one does give you this nice, good, rigid spike panel at the bottom here, making sure you're staying up on those toes. Very lightweight upper as well for you. So for those purists who don't need a lot of cushion, who don't need that plate to it, this is a perfect option. Goes for $160.
Awesome. Yeah, when you talk about that purist sprinter, so many of our spikes now have carbon plates. They have bells and whistles on them. That one is it's truly like the lightest weight sprint spike out there. So a lot of runners are still gonna lean towards that rather than the super fancy ones like the next one, the Max Fly from Nike. So what makes this one so special?
So this one does give you that carbon plate to it. So kind of as you're landing up on that forefoot, it helps kind of snap back that energy a little bit more for you. Also comes with some air pods up in the front as well, kind of giving you a little bit more relief as you're coming down, but still going to be very minimalist when it comes to that cushion. This one retails for $190.
Yeah, $190. This is the one that you saw at the Olympics all the time. Everybody was wearing this one that was a Nike athlete. So kind of the king of the sprint game right now. And we have one more. The New Balance Power X, or Fuel Cell Power X. Not a brand new spike, but one that we still carry and have a few of. Tell me about this one. This one's kind of interesting.
Very successful too. Similar with the beginner New Balance spike, giving you that fuel cell foam in it, making it a little bit more cushion, but obviously not too much. This one's special. It does give you titanium spikes in the shoe already. So most of the spikes that we've seen so far, you have to screw in and out the spikes. This one, it's a one-time shop. It is going to be titanium though, so it's not going to wear out on you very quickly. It's going to be very durable for you, but very overall lightweight. Really competes well with the Nike spikes, I'd say.
All right, excellent. So those are the offerings we have for our sprinters for 2025. Anybody that comes into the store looking for something that they can run a 100-meter dash, a 200-meter dash, maybe even a 400, and definitely those hurdle events. We'll be fitting them in one of these spikes. All right. Great job, Jacob.
Thank you.
Run fast.